You're most welcome back. Okay? Yeah. So we're going to be continuing the series we started on rock. Just a little recap. Okay, don't forget in our last series we defined rock as the hardest substance on the Earth's surface. Alright, then we said we have three major types of rock. Okay, we said we have the what? The igneous rock, beautiful. Then we have the sedimentary rock, and we have the metamorphic rock. All right? Yeah, so we're able to explain in our last video. So we also looked at the examples of these rocks in our last video. Okay, so in this segment, we're going to be talking about rock formation. Okay, these three types of rocks, how are they formed? Do they just come into existence like that? What actually bring about their formation? All right, you may see probably an igneous rock or a metamorphic rock or a sedimentary rock, and you begin to wonder, oh, who formed this rock? What is their origin? What is their formation? Okay, this is what we're going to be looking at even in this series. All right, okay, I still remain your tutor, Mr. Sampson, with Royal Tutors. So let's start with igneous rock. Now I want you to follow my explanation in line with the picture you can see on my slide. All right. Yeah, how are igneous rock formed? Remember I said in the last series that igneous rock are called the fire rock. Can you remember that? Yeah, I said they are called the fire rock. And how are they formed? This is what we're going to look at now. Okay? Now, rocks are made over a long time in nature. And there are three main ways in which rocks can be formed. So now let's look at how igneous rock is being formed. Okay, so igneous rock are made from what we call lava, okay, or magma, same thing. So when the volcano, if you check those pictures, you can see the volcano erupting, okay, from the far end there. So when the volcano erupts, there is always what we call this alt melted rock, the lava will come out. Okay, so after the lava comes, it's going to get cool, all right, and it becomes a hard rock. Don't forget, one of the major things we said in our last series is when we're talking about the formation of rock is that the igneous rock is usually hard. Okay, so the presence is made from lava or magma. Okay, with the eruption of the volcano. So this is how the igneous rock is being formed over a long period of time. And a very good example of the igneous rock, like I said in the last series, is the basalt and the granite. Okay, the basalt or the granite. They are good examples of how igneous rocks are being formed. Okay, so the presence of volcano, right? Don't forget the igneous rock are made from lava or magma. So when there's an eruption of the volcano, so the melting state, okay, the melting state is what brings about the formation of igneous rock over time. Yeah, now don't forget we also spoke about sediment, which we call the sedimentary rock. If you see the picture you have here on your screen, you can see that the rocks are well arranged in such a way that it's like someone placed them on each other, right? Yeah, that is the sedimentary rock. So how are these rocks formed? Yeah, now the sedimentary rocks are made from bits of other rock. Okay, now as a result of basically the igneous rock, all right, as a result of a wind, rain and river, which breaks down into pieces now, which are called sediments, all right, especially pieces of igneous rocks. Okay, when they are being gathered, their fragments are being gathered due to the result of wind, rain, and some of them are being swept through the river. Okay, some of these little fragments of this other rock begin to sediment at the bottom of either the lakes, the rock, or the river. So after a very long time, so these layers start getting pressed together. They start forming layers. Okay, they start forming layers. They start forming layers, and boom, it becomes a rock. And this is how sedimentary rock is later being formed. Okay, so we have a good example of sedimentary rock. We have the sandstone and the limestone. The sandstone and the limestone are good examples of the sedimentary rock. Okay, so don't forget that the bits of other kind of rocks, all right, that form sediments at the bottom of the sea or the river is what brings about sedimentary rock. Okay, now guess what? What's the third type of rock and how are they being formed? Okay, yeah, the metamorphic rock. Okay, the metamorphic rock. Now, the metamorphic rock changes by heat and pressure. Okay, changes by heat and pressure. And some of them can get squashed, they can get broken down into pieces and being heated deep into the earth. All right, so this changes them to form a new type of rock. Okay, yeah. And another name for metamorphic rock, it means changed rock. All right, so like we said in the previous video, that metamorphic rock is being formed, okay, from both igneous and sedimentary rock. So, and these changes occur as a result of heat and pressure. Okay, and when these two previous type of rock, okay, are being heated through the earth, it then forms the metamorphic rock. And a very good example of the metamorphic rock is the marble or slate. All right, is the marble or slate. Don't forget some of the things I told you in the last video concerning metamorphic rock. Yeah, when you see the road, yeah, you know that, oh, it's made up of the metamorphic rock. All right, it's made up of the metamorphic rock. Now let's take it further. Okay, we have people studying about rock. So we have people studying about rocks. But before you go deep into the study about rocks, you should be able to understand some parameters when it comes to studying of rock. And one of the things you need to look at is when you're holding a rock, okay, you need to look at the color texture of that rock. Is the rock soft? Is the rock very hard? Okay, is the rock smooth or is the rock hard? All right, the hardness of the rock. Is the rock easy to scratch? Can you easily scratch the rock? Then another thing when you're dealing with the study of rock is, okay, when I put this rock inside the water, okay, is it going to absorb the water quickly or the other way around? Okay, because we have some rocks that are absorbent, okay, they soak up water, and some doesn't. All right, some can be bumpy, some can be smooth, some can be rough. Okay, the color texture, some can be brownish, some can be gray, some can be black, green, and whatever, different colors of rock. So while studying rocks, you have to take all of this into consideration. All right, are you still following me? Good, well done. Yeah, now let's look at some of the uses of rock. Why is it that we are appreciating rocks? Because the rocks are used for so many things. Okay, rocks are used for so many things which we can see today, and they are being used also in our day-to-day life. All right. Firstly, rocks serve as a source of tourism. Okay, when you see where we have lots of rock, people most of the time go there for relaxation. Okay, yeah, people go there for relaxation. All right. Then we have some minerals. Some minerals are also made from rocks. Okay, so minerals are made from rocks. Minerals such as iron, gold, silver, among others, okay, are made from rocks. Then when you check the location where we have our airports, all right, you can see one or two rocks around the airport region, all right. So the rock is also what is used in the cement manufacturing, especially that of limestone. Okay, limestone is used in making of cement. All right, so we have rocks. They are used in bridge constructions. Okay, like I told you, yeah, the metamorphic rocks are used in construction of roads. You can see how important these rocks can be. All right, so we have sedimentary rocks can also be used as fuel. Yeah, it can be used as a coal which serve as fuel. All right, so you can see how important. Okay, then we have marble that is made from the metamorphic rock, can be used in tiling. All right, can be used in tiling of buildings, can be used in tiling of houses. Yeah, you're just getting to know that. It's like rock is deep. Probably you're just getting to know some of the uses of rock. Can we take that again? Yeah, used as a source of tourism. Okay, I used production of some minerals. Okay, so minerals are obtained from the rock. Minerals such as iron, gold, silver, among others. So we have our airports built from rocks. You see some of the rock. Yeah, you can even see some rocks around the airport. Okay, so rock is also used in the cement manufacturing. All right, like limestone, we have rocks are used in bridge construction of bridges. Then we have the sedimentary rock, which is used as coal and it serves as a fuel. All right, so metamorphic rock used in tiling. You can see how important rock is. Now let's look at some characteristics and constituents of rocks. Okay, one thing you need to take note of when we start discussing about rocks is that rocks are non-living solid objects. They are non-living thing. They are not organic. Okay, they are non-living solid objects, meaning that they are not liquid. Okay, and they are not gases. They are what? Non-living solid objects. Then another thing you need to take note of when we talk about rock is that they vary in size. They are in different sizes, different colors, different shapes, and different textures. Okay? Then different rocks are made under varying pressures and conditions. So we have different rocks made under varying pressures and conditions. All right, I want to believe you've gotten a whole lot of information as far as rock is concerned. Okay, and as far as the formation of rock is concerned, we have the igneous rock, we have the sedimentary rock, then we have the metamorphic rock. Good. Now, let me expose you to some few facts, okay, about rocks. Few facts about rocks. Now, some of these fun facts about rocks. Number one thing you need to know is that the earth crust is mostly made up of igneous rock. Okay, igneous rocks are the most abundant types of rock on the earth. Okay, then the sedimentary rock covers about 75% of the earth's surface. Yeah, these are fun facts. We have about 75% of the earth's surface made up of the sedimentary rocks. Okay, then we have the metamorphic rock. The metamorphic rocks are often built in mountains. Yeah, we have them built in mountains, and they range from where we have the tectonic activity where that occur. Good. I know this can sound a bit strange to you and say, what? Is that so? Yeah, rock formation can take millions of years. Yeah, rock formation can take millions of years. Then finally, sedimentary layers help geologists to, in terms of date, in terms of Earth history, and it also includes the ancient climates and extinctions. So with the presence of, yeah, these rocks, especially the sedimentary layer, it gives the geologist, okay, the idea about the Earth history, about some of the ancient climates, and when some of them actually went on extinction. All right, I'm sure you've had a wonderful time in this series. I can't wait to see you in the last series of rocks. And guess what? We're going to be talking about fossils. We're going to be talking about fossils in relation to rock formation. See you in our next video. Yeah.